Hello guys and welcome to another legendary stream right here on Twitch. Dogmaster, congratulations on being first yet again and beating stream elements. MT, welcome and congrats on being second. Thank you so much guys for tuning in. Dogmaster, no worries. Yeah, VIP again, I love this t-shirt, oh my god. Dogmaster, don't worry. Yeah, Twitch sucks with mobile data, and it's in general a stupid thing that when you live somewhat close to a city or like not as rural as you said, yeah, that mobile data is limited is kind of stupid. However, I mean, for the 2 days that I've spent in London, I literally only needed like 1 gigabyte at most, and I was like watching Twitch and YouTube and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of funny because at the end, like the last couple hours that I was in London, I was actually just kind of watching YouTube at full quality because I still had so much data left. I'm still on half. Like I purchased 5 gigabytes and I still have 2.5. I like actually couldn't use it up because I had Wi-Fi when I was at my hostel or whatever. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, guys, before we get into Shadow of the Tomb Raider and No Man's Sky, I wanna actually talk about what happened in London, what I did. I think this is a lot more interesting to show. So I will extend the stream so that we still have the full 6 hours of gaming content, but I want to briefly talk about what I did in London, and obviously you guys will be able to rewatch that on the archive channel, and I want to quickly go and show you guys where the tracker is at currently, because I think there's not too much missing. I only need to animate like the overlay, and then yeah, by like next week, beginning of next week, I can definitely have the tracker ready for release. So I think I want to quickly go through some London stuff alongside showing the tracker afterwards. And no worries, we will still have the same amount of gaming after that. So it's gonna be really hype. Yeah, like 100 gigabytes is, for me personally, I think 100 gigabytes would be enough. Like, unless I'm streaming, I don't see where else. Even in Wi-Fi, I hardly get to like 100 gigabytes download. And I actually don't know, but 100 gigs is like chill. Okay, I want to kind of assist it with Google Maps. So I'm kind of just preparing that here. And pull this up. Just on your phone? Okay, maybe I under-exaggerated. I'm sure I'm also on more, but like, whoa, that is a bunch. Like, Wi-Fi is chill. Wi-Fi is chill, so it doesn't matter. But, I mean, I guess in my case, and we'll get to that, during London, I was constantly like sightseeing and checking out stuff, so I wasn't really ever on my phone watching anything. It's rather that I was like checking Google Maps and that kind of stuff, which barely uses anything. So I guess if you're not watching YouTube or Twitch, you like don't need anything. Like 2 gigabytes would have been by far enough to get me through the entire trip. Yeah. Download RDR2. Okay, yeah, downloading anything bigger, like a game, yeah, no, then obviously, then it's over. Anyways, so I know for most of the videos you guys won't have like audio because it's going to be a little scuffed, but I want to briefly go through some of the stuff that I did in London just to, have it shared. And I'm especially looking forward to like the final stream that I do each year, recapping everything that I did throughout the year, and I want this to be part of the recap as well, obviously. So I will do this. So yeah, my face cam there. This is just Google Maps. I've already zoomed into London. I think it's gonna be good enough if we set the layer like this. And yeah, I just have like copied from my phone over to, yeah, where all the videos are. So it's gonna be quite hype. I think I can have this. Is this sorted by date? It should be. So basically, I mean, I started in Switzerland, in Zurich. Where's Switzerland? Right here. Right here in Zurich is where my airport was. I flew all the way to London, and this was like the initial first image that I took of like my flight to London Heathrow, checking the gate, obviously. And can I make you guys hear this? I don't know. And then obviously I was greeted with my first tube station. I'll be kind of explaining some of the things, but obviously the tube, the underground, is like the way you get around in London. And surprisingly, it's the best option to just pay via your like credit card, instead of like actually getting any ticket. A lot of locals do that. It's a better exchange rate, I suppose, which is quite interesting. And yeah, here I was at Heathrow Terminal 2. I guess 1, 2, and 3 are like combined. 2, and I went all the way down to Green Park, which I just wanted to like find some place to chill a little bit, because it was like 7 in the morning, and maybe sleep a little bit, snack something. So I thought Green Park was very, very fitting. I still had like 7 hours. Oh wait, this is like 8 a.m. Yeah, so I still had like 6 hours until my reservation for the British Museum. That was the only thing I reserved on Tuesday, and on Wednesday I had the Minecraft experience event. 63 gigabytes was YouTube, 28 was Netflix, Twitch somehow was photos. Oh, Google synchronization thing. Yeah, backups, yeah. That is a little worrying, but I assume it's also videos. I doubt it's only photos. I think the Photos app also includes the videos. I don't fully know, but Google likes to synchronize everything. 11 gigabytes of data would be kind of worrying, though. But yeah, that should be fine. Anyways, I went to Green Park, which is like close to here. So right here, Green Park, this is the station, and I kind of went through the park, and right here you already have the Buckingham Palace, which was like number 1 on my list. Obviously you had to go there. And yeah, I already saw like the Minecraft experience on one of the tube stations, Hatton Cross, which was just a previous station somewhere, and I found that funny. Yeah, this was kind of the park. You guys have audio? No, I don't think so. Oh wait, there is no audio. Wait, yeah, you guys have audio, cool. So yeah, this was Green Park. I thought it was cool, and at this point, I was actually looking for a bathroom, like a public toilet, and so I ended up just passing by the Buckingham Palace, going all the way to Victoria Station, right here. Really nice public bathroom. Interestingly, they always have warm water in like anywhere pretty much, which is annoying to like refill water to drink. Luckily, I had like 3 bottles with me that lasted the entire day, and then at the hostel where I was staying at, I had the option to refill the bottles again. So I never had to worry throughout the day about like drinking water. But they surprisingly always have warm water in like public restrooms. So I already passed by. This is already the Buckingham Palace right there, and obviously, yeah, you had the guards doing their thing, and this was at like 9:57 a.m. and it was already so crowded. But hey, it was cool. It's indeed a park, and it's green. Yeah, I know. The naming is outlandish. Like, the creativity is unmatched. I like doing some panorama pictures, so this kind of just shows the entire thing. But this place got much more crowded. Yeah, Tuesday was completely sunny. I'm not very good at taking selfies, so I haven't taken a lot of selfies, but I tried. Buckingham Palace, just from further back. Yup. Then this is kind of looking this way along this road. I just thought that was funny because it's like all of these flags here. But this is just, yeah, picture going this way. Yeah, it was just one of the guards moving. I thought that was funny. Crazy stuff. My filming was absolutely atrocious. Because selfie once, maybe twice. Yeah, I'm just not good at them, and I don't know. I don't deem them that important. This was like the first proper time. Like I'm still going to the bathroom. I've like gone here. The crazy thing is, because I was on my own, I was like obviously checking Google Maps a lot. Google Maps absolutely goated, not gonna lie. Because it also always shows like which tube gets me where, and like it's nice. It's nice. So I mainly use Google Maps to like navigate around. And this was like the first time I was like walking around next to like a main road. And for me, it's just super unusual to like see everything driving on the left. Like, yeah. For me, this at the beginning was like a complete brain mess, as I am not used to left-hand driving, yeah. So I just thought that was kind of funny, I guess. Yeah, then I went to the bathroom, then I went back to the Buckingham Palace. So I went to the bathroom, I went back to the Buckingham Palace, and yeah, you can see this is like 40 minutes later. People have really started gathering. And this is the Green Park that I'm now going into. This is a nice little resting place. You just kind of chill at a tree. A lot of people just kind of sit in the middle of the... Okay, there wasn't too much going on here, but it's just what people do. They just sit at like a tree and chill. A lot of people were like sleeping and stuff. So I also took a nap for like half an hour here. Because I got up at like super early. At like 4:15 in the morning, I think I initially left from home. And yeah, I slept like 4 hours at most. I was working on my tracker. Anyways, so that is the Green Park right here. I was chilling probably around here somewhere. Yeah. Now we continue. There was also like all of a sudden there were just 3 squirrels like behind me. That was adorable. And now next to my bucket list, I knew I just wanted to go to the Big Ben and just see Westminster Abbey, that kind of stuff. So quite conveniently, I went from the Green Park right along Birdcage Walk and down to the Big Ben. Like right on this edge already were these flowers. I thought those were cool. And then Big Ben spotted. Big Ben, by the way, is the bell, not the tower itself, but I guess the name kind of just was more important. Obviously, you had these telephone thingies. And here, I thought this was kind of cool because of, like, the flags. There were so many flags there. Clock, who would have thought, yep. I just thought those flags were cool. I was, like, going through some of them to see how many I can still recognize. And that's, like, the second of 3 selfies I've ever done. London tour bus, hop on, hop off kind of tour bus with the Big Ben in the background. And then ultimately I never ended up doing the selfies because it like always focused on my face and I just didn't like how the blur started happening. Yeah. I like trying to speedrun through it a little bit. And this is like Westminster Abbey behind it, I guess. Yup. Obviously, one of the most popular tourist attractions on the world. The London Eye. Very expensive. I think I looked it up. It's like 135 meters. It's like 400 feet or something. I don't know. That's the worst picture of you I've ever seen. Yeah, because I was like so concentrated to get like my face and the Big Ben Tower to like line up. I'm like so concentrated, like I'm locked in, dude. Yeah. Dude, and look how crowded it is. Like, this is the tourist hotspot. And we'll see quite the contrast to this later. There's so many people. Oh my god. And I was like, dude, any shops here, they make an insane amount of profit. Even if they're like insanely overpriced, which they obviously are, they still are guaranteed to make such an insane profit. Westminster Abbey, the Tower of London, or like the Tower of London, Big Ben. And obviously, right here was like a shop, and people were standing in queue for like, yeah, I don't know. It was insane. It was insane. It's a very, very busy place. This is obviously like the first time where I'm like kind of out of my comfort zone because I'm not a city person. And this was so many people. But yeah, I thought kind of seeing the bridge from the side as well was cool. Yeah. Your dad went to that? Wait, that's so hype. No, that's actually really hype. And then I took another panorama picture with the London Eye all the way to the Big Ben. Cool stuff, cool stuff. Oh god, sorry for this being loud. Can we stop being loud? Where do I adjust the volume now? And obviously, I had to zoom in. I had to zoom into my favorite flag right here. The Kiribati flag. I don't fully know what all the purpose of these flags was, but I just spotted the Kiribati flag, and you guys know that's my favorite. So that's cool. And then I kind of just followed where a lot of people were. So initially, right, I went this way to like the Big Ben. Here's the London Eye. This is the Westminster Bridge. And then I kind of just beelined straight to the British Museum. I wanted to walk as much as possible to just get a feel for the city. So like pretty much the entire Tuesday and also pretty much the entire Wednesday, I like didn't use the tube much. Only for like very specific stops. But like not have to go through the most crowded parts of the city. Because through many sources, mainly from the hostel, I've been recommended to like not take my phone out that much. Obviously I had to navigate with Google Maps, but I was very, very careful. And I always recommend that. And I had like a specific bag kind of attached to my belly or whatever. Where I had all my most valuable stuff, like right at myself, and then obviously had the backpack. So yeah, like London has as many inhabitants as the entire state of Austria. Like these are dimensions that I've never. Okay, I shouldn't say never. I've been to New York, but pretty insane. It's certainly the most crowded city I've ever been to, and the most touristy. Like I could have talked German, and I swear to God, no matter where I would have been, somebody would have understood me. There were so many Germans. Like, of course, a lot of other languages as well, but obviously the Germans I recognize. Every 6 minutes, yeah. No, that doesn't surprise me. And I was very, very cautious at all times. And like, whenever I had my phone out, especially for filming, I was like grabbing it real tight. And for example, my passport, and this is a trick I recommend. I had my passport in a plastic bag as well, which in case somebody would try and pull it out, I would hear it as well. Obviously, it might already be too late if that's the case, but at least you'd hear it as well. So in the worst case, you want to have like your most valuable stuff in a bag that makes like a lot of noise when you take it out. I don't know, I thought that was kind of a convenient thing as well. And this was like a guard that was on the horse. People found it special. I just decided to film it a little bit. Apparently that's something interesting. Every 6 minutes is brutal though. Holy. So this was just on the way to the British Museum. So I think I went like here, up here, here, somewhat along those. No, I think I went here. Yeah. And along that was this. Took another picture. Tried. That was probably my last selfie. No, wait, there's one more in the British Museum, I think. Yep, horse. Another guard with another horse. Very epic, very cool. This was already... is that here? I think that was this. Yeah, whatever. And then I had to get Chipotle. I don't know, I just felt the vibe and I had to try it. It wasn't that good, but I felt like trying it. Because, like, one part of going to a different country is trying out food chains that just don't exist where I live. And so I had to try Chipotle. I know it from, like, Ryan Trahan's videos, and so I just felt like getting that. That was another tower. It was, like, somewhere up this road. Yup. And that was cool. Yeah, no, it wasn't that good. I think I just chose the wrong thing, because you kind of choose all the ingredients. And I shouldn't have gone for the salsa. I think I should have just gone for, like, a barbecue sauce. That would have made it better. Didn't like the salsa too much. Not it was, like, bad, but it wasn't super great either. Yeah, I don't know. I found this building interesting. Oh yeah, and then I was, like, way too early still. This is at 1 p.m. and I had my British Museum reservation at 2 p.m. So actually I decided to go down the Great Russell Streets into the Bloomsbury Square Garden. So, like, pretty much here is where I'm chilling right now. Pretty much here. Yeah. Because I decided to just, like, eat the Chipotle thing, just chill a bit, and then, like, 30-ish minutes later, I would go back to the museum, which is only, like, a couple meters back. Yeah. Well, I was excited about the Chipotle. This is how it looked like. I mean, it looked good, but it was lacking, like, salt a little bit, and just in general, it felt a bit tasteless. I don't know. I was expecting the ingredients to be, like, more seasoned. I mean, yeah, it was good. It was good. But I'd definitely choose something else if I had the option again. Because I'm a person, I need my food, like, well seasoned and not just, like, plain. I don't know. Yeah, this was in the British Museum already. This is the British Museum after, like, checking your luggage, because you have to, like, go through some security stuff to make sure you're not bringing any sharp stuff. Similar to, like, an airport. And then we're into the British Museum. I'm only gonna skip over these. It was basically a lot of history stuff from, like, Greek, African stuff, Australian stuff, European stuff, Asian stuff, Egyptian stuff. I kind of took pictures of things that I kind of relate to games that I've played, mainly to Tomb Raider, obviously. Yeah. So you'll see me take pictures of a lot of stuff that I kind of associate with Tomb Raider. Wow, this panorama is so freaking blurry. But yeah, this was kind of a carving going all the way around. There's a lot of carvings, rock carvings with wood, a lot of, like, temple stuff. This picture I only took because I read Ancient City and I was like, oh my god, real life Ancient City. Wow! Yeah, Gargoyle's Temple. Wow. Yeah, here, I just zoomed into it. I just found Ancient City funny. Obviously a lot of Minecraft reference. Yeah. There's a lot of these sculptures. I mean, they're insanely old. But I just... You know, I just wanted to look at stuff. Not that I'm gonna read everything. I still spent, like, good 3 hours in the museum, and god, it was hot. It was so hot. And then my legs were, like, getting tired. You ended up really being happy about any kind of seating opportunity, any bench. Because yeah, I was in this thing for 3 hours. I didn't have a map of, like, the entire museum layout, so I was kind of just eyeballing and, like, winging it. Kind of like a maze. I was always going to the left side and making sure I didn't miss any rooms. I think I did a pretty good job at, like, covering most of it until they they were closing. Yeah, so I had a good 3 hours where I think I rarely backtracked. Just really good. Had good had a good nav. Yeah, I took a lot of pictures of like ancient writing, ancient script stuff. I certainly find that still to be the most interesting. Like a bull or a cow, whatever. Yeah. I'm just gonna like skip through these a little bit. Some gold stuff. Pots, horse. Yup. That's probably the last selfie I ever took. I think it is. Then some more writing, some more gold stuff, line, more Asian looking bull. Then there were some wood carvings. This is like the indigenous Australia stuff. I found a lot of these masks super funny because they had some weird faces, and obviously this reminds me of Tomb Raider a lot. Some wood carvings. Yeah, it really is. It is certainly better than my Struggle Nav. I was kind of proud of that. It was funny because back then they had like very bad idea of proper proportions, so a lot of like the human carvings were out of proportion. Then yeah, I just found it crazy how well aligned this was, all on like one slice basically. How well aligned all these tools were. I don't even know what their purpose was, but this was kind of crazy. Some wooden totem. This is kind of a mess. I don't know. Judge for yourself. This was relatively big. I guess a couple meters tall. I thought these masks were funny. Like, yeah. Another goober. Yeah, it looks like a totem. Yeah, exactly. I think this was still sort of the Australian part. Then some handwriting. Surprisingly beautiful handwriting. Some stuff out of gold. Then we get to the more like Asian stuff, I think. Yeah, right here. A lot of these. Cool little mask. Some nice whatever god sculptures. And this looked cool. Then this is some kind of monk or whatever. Some temples. Yup. I found scripts or like drawings. Most fascinating. Some cool pot. Then some minerals. Some sort of sword. Not really sure. Some gold stuff. Some recreation. I don't think this was an actual human body. But it was so cool. Some gold stuff, a lot of coins, some more writing stuff. And this was like the entire museum layout. So I've mostly explored the bottom floors. So I've already been 2 hours into the museum, a little over 2 hours. And everything, like, down here is like a library. Everything around here at the bottom floor is like shops and merchandise. There's some stuff at the top here that I managed to visit. The top left here, that's when they announced that they were closing. So there's only one section in the top left here that I think I missed. Or like, I entered it and then they said they were closing. So I didn't have much time to spend there. Other than that, I think I saw most of it. This was like an evolution of clocks, I guess. It was from like the earliest clocks to modern like wristwatches that we have today. This was some sort of mechanism, whatever. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. A lot of shiny, golden stuff. Yup. Crazy. A lot of metal tools, symbols. Don't ask me. These I found cool. Yep. Interesting. Then we got some more pots. Some sort of crossbow thingy. Some other weapon. Some carpet. That was cool. Some more kind of writing. A lot of coins. Even more coins. Some older, like, cash machine, whatever. These are just banknotes that exist today. From, like, different countries. Barbados. Or Barbados. This was Cuba. And then I found this mask super hilarious. Oh. And then here I just decided to, like, film kind of from an upper balcony. Nothing too crazy. Some more writing. Some, like, harp with a turtle shell. More writing. Yeah, this was... actually not sure. Just some... Etruscan world. Yeah, just some stuff. I guess I thought these were kind of cool. I was attracted a lot by shiny stuff. You can't tell. This was some other counting boards. Math thing. Some more coins. Yeah, this was the library in that dome that I showed earlier. Minecraft experience in the museum, yep. Exactly. This was kind of cool. Then I decided to like take a picture by kind of holding my phone like down here and just taking a picture upwards. Yeah. I guess you can technically count that as a selfie. These things were huge. They were definitely a couple meters. I mean, you can see with the people. Egyptian tombs. This obviously I thought was kind of cool, related to Tomb Raider. Then this was like in the main hall. You can see this is where like the ceiling is really tall. We had some more totem kind of things, and yeah, this was very fascinating. Yeah, you can hear it. That's when they were closing, and this was in like the last upper left room kind of thing. But I found this really interesting because this is all handwriting right here. So there was really a lot of information compressed into this. But I don't know how well we have been able to decipher that. Then I had to try Starbucks. I just felt like it. It was hot, and why not? And I said Linus as my name. I don't know why they messed it up so bad. Dude! The Witness, yeah. I don't know. If I said Linus, I don't think they would have done any better. I think they would have written it with like an E, and I don't know. I really don't know. I said Linus, and then I even spelled it out, but I think she just ignored me and typed whatever. Anyways, that was funny. It wasn't too bad. The freaking ice blocks in there weren't melting for like so long. So I ended up holding it in my hand for like a really long time until like most of it was melting. So I could drink the rest. And this is now... So, we're done with the museum. And I went to... Yeah, you can definitely see the London Bridge there. Where did I go? Did I go back? I don't fully remember this part. I think I went back. Sort of. I meant the Tower Bridge. I think I went to, like, here? But you can definitely see the Tower Bridge over there. That was cool. I didn't really go to the Tower Bridge itself. Where was this? Was it a station? I don't fully know, but it's somewhere where you can see the Tower Bridge. Yeah, whatever, that was cool. Is okay again, like, my favorite thing to get there is the water. Yeah, it was alright, it was alright. It was all a lot of, like, one-time thing. Alright, and this already is the next day. You can see this is, like, August 13th now. So let me give some recap. I then went to, right here, St. Christoph's, village thing. This is, like, a hostel. You can see St. Christopher's Village. This was really nice. It's like, you pay like 30... I think I paid like £37 for 2 nights. And, you're in a room with other people, obviously. You have like bunk beds or whatever they're called. And, like, dorm. I think you call them dorm. And, so I just have one bed with like my own locker. And, at like 7:30 p.m.-ish, I... well, checked in. It was quite interesting because you have a phone app that, enabled with Bluetooth will unlock the doors. So you'll have like 3 keys. You activate them in the app, and with Bluetooth you unlock the doors. So you had like permission to unlock the main entrance from the street into the hostel. Then there was like another door you had to unlock to get to the room section, and then you had another door for your own room, obviously. So it had like three access keys that worked through Bluetooth. Does that sound secure? I think it's pretty secure. I do think that is pretty secure. I mean, we have pretty good technology. I mean, it's similar with like phone payment, right? Like Google Pay, Apple Pay, whatever. I think technology is far enough for that to be... No, it is Bluetooth. It is Bluetooth. So maybe it could be more secure, but it was enough for me. It was enough for me. I was just happy if it worked, right? Because sometimes I'd have to like unlock the door 3 times for it to work. Or it just required a little bit more of a push, but it was fine. It was fine for me. It was secure enough for me. And like, whenever I went outside, I had like my main stuff with me. I left some of the clothing on the bed on like Wednesday. But it was nice. And like every bed has like a curtain, so you have some privacy. And like you have, obviously for the UK, you need like a specific adapter. So you can use, or at least as a European, I can use the phone charger normally. But yeah, you had like, Wi-Fi was good, and you had electricity directly at your bed. It was super convenient. It's very, very thought through in the entire thing. Anyways, it was quite funny because I checked in. I talked to some people from Australia actually as well. A couple guys. It was a super nice conversation. And then we went to our rooms. And then at the reception again, I got notified. Yeah, Outlets, exactly. Has actually really good design. I mean, for me, it was just annoying that I had to use some converter, but maybe it's good. I haven't examined it that much. Yeah, the outlets though. Yeah, and basically at the reception again, I guess when I first checked in, I was already told that at 9 p.m. on Tuesday, they would give away like free pizza in their like neighboring bar. Basically, like next to it is like a bar that partially belongs to the hostel, and yeah, that I thought like free pizza. Wait, that's great. They kind of want to like, how do I say, motivate people from the hostel to kind of sit together and talk to each other, which I thought was really nice. I'd get to meet people, right? And get free pizza. Like, it's huge. I mean, I did eat quite a lot throughout the day, so I wasn't really super hungry, but it was still nice, right? And so I got to my room, settled everything in. Then I went down at 9 p.m. and immediately a guy came up. I'm not gonna like name him at all or like whatever, but he was from Malaysia, and he immediately started talking with me. Super nice guy. It was so cool that like he started the conversation. It made it so much easier. And yeah, we were just munching on pizza. We were talking about stuff. We're talking about a lot of stuff that he did in Malaysia. He was traveling, or in total, he's traveling for 3 months, going from country to country to country. And previously he was in the Netherlands. Now he actually went up to Edinburgh, which is more towards Scotland. Super crazy mentality. He's like 20, and he's literally like leaving his life behind and just traveling for 3 months, then going back to uni. Pretty intense, but very cool stuff. So we talked a lot. The thing is, remember the free pizza. So I went to like the bar, got like 2 slices of the pizza. I also talked to the bartender there, who is a girl. She actually came here when she was 18, and now she's been working here for like 2 months. I'm like, dude, how can people at such a young age just say, F it, I'm leaving my family behind in Australia and come here for a full-time job? Talk to a woman, yeah, it's crazy, no. No, but it was crazy that at such a young age, she just decided from Australia to come here and like leave everything behind us. I don't know, that was crazy. So I talked to her as well, grabbed some pizza, then talked to the Malaysian dude, and so in my mind I was constantly like, I actually want to get more pizza. I was kind of still in the mood to eat more. But I was so enjoying talking to the Malaysian dude that I actually ended up not grabbing more than like a second slice. And you need to know that the pizza that we got for free wasn't cut like a regular pizza, like with the diagonal cuts, but it was more like into square pieces. It was still a round pizza, but more in like square pieces. So I grabbed like 2 or 3 of those square pieces. And then I was talking to the Malaysian dude, and then all of a sudden, a waiter comes around and gives us another plate with a full pizza. But this time the pizza was like cut normally into like the 6 or 8 pieces, right? How you would normally see a pizza being cut. And I was like, okay, maybe is this part of the free pizza that we're getting, right? Like, they surely knew that we're from the hostel and that we're like talking, and I thought they would give that to us because they had some leftover pizza or something. So I thought that was part of the free pizza. Yeah, so like, that's what I thought. But it ended up being the case that the bar with the free pizza closed, and the pizza that we got was actually mistakenly given to us, and therefore we ended up needing to pay for that. Because I just started munching on it, and I'm like, okay, that's great. So I thought it was part of the pizza. The Malaysian guy thought I paid for that pizza. I did not. The waiter gave it to us as a mistake. I assume somebody else actually ordered it, gave it to us. Well, it was a great pizza, and we then split the price of the pizza in half. So each of us paid half of the pizza. That worked really nicely. Then I was definitely fed for the evening. So that pizza story is kind of funny. But we ended up obviously paying for it, to be fair. Because we can't just eat a pizza that, yeah. Bit unlucky, but it was great. Then the next day, at 9:30, I had the reservation for the Minecraft experience. You can see, currently it's like 8:40. And we are, so from the hostel, I went like up here. There's, the shop somehow isn't marked, but there is a Tesco, which is like a local supermarket chain. There's a Tesco somewhere here. Or here, is it this building? I'm not sure. Doesn't seem to show up. Anyways, I got some groceries there, some basic snacks, or rather, just like food. Because I usually like buying some kind of salad, some kind of meal, obviously like prepared stuff that just has some good amount of calories to get me through the day. Because I can't cook anything complicated. I mean, that's understandable. And then I went up here to the London Bridge tube station. This was like my main tube station. Then I went, yeah, down here. It's only like two stops. And I went right here to Canada Water, which is like the 2 stops, through the tube. And then I was chilling like along the road, basically filming out into the water. This is the Canada Water area. It's basically like some sort of protected water park. Like, there's a lot of different animals, also like water animals that live here. Some sort of nature reserve, whatever. Is water from Canada? I was thinking that, but I highly doubt that. I don't know how they came up with that name. Anyways, that was just from the Canada Water. You'll see more about it. It was like this walkway. Some employee was like watering stuff here as well. Yeah. This is all just this Canada Water, and I'm on this rafter walk right now. I'm on this rafter walk. Right? And right there, that's where like the Minecraft experience is. It's actually this. Yeah. Right here's the Minecraft experience. And so it was 9 o'clock at this point. I had my reservation at 9:30, so I was still kind of eating a little bit, watching some stuff. I had so much internet still. I had like 5 gigabytes and I still barely used anything. I mainly watched, at this stage, I watched most of the YouTube videos at like 360p, which was fine. And it was really not using up any data. I just found it funny that this place, like literally right here, is called the Corner. Like, it's the corner of this corner? I don't know, but it's the corner of a corner. It's corner. I don't know. Yeah. then I was like sitting around here. I just saw like this Minecraft experience stuff. This is also where I posted the Discord hype message. Yup, cool stuff. Yeah, and my adventure starts here. And so, mind, this might include some spoilers of like the Minecraft event now. But honestly, you might get spoiled a little bit about the story. The fun still lies at actually doing it yourself. So, I don't think any spoilers really go far. The fun really lies in doing this yourself. So basically you have this cube, and when you stand on certain spots that are marked with an X, you can like interact with the screen by like shaking. You're constantly just shaking the cube. You're constantly just shaking the cube to interact with the screen. Here I'm like attacking the pig. This is like my axe right here. And so you're like shaking the cube, it turns like yellow, it like vibrates. It's like a bit of like a controller, I guess. But all you can do is shake. And you can also place the cube on stuff, and it will like change a color. So here you have to like shake it and like you break stuff. You can see like there's these X's marked on the floor. This was all like Minecraft themed. This was really, really cool. And there were constantly like employees helping you, so like it was really, really, really friendly for any age. Yeah, you're just kind of mine the stuff. At some point, you have to, like... You can hear the voice in the background as well.
If your orb is glowing green, it's time to...
Yeah, it's time to move on, whatever. And... these were, like, the X's you had to stand on. It's all, like, sensor stuff. So when you stand on them, it, like, triggers. Super, super cool stuff. Yeah, the netherite mining. I'll get to the story in a bit. So this was like the entire environment. At the beginning, I wasn't sure how much I was allowed to film. So I kind of did it a little more in secret, but it ended up not being an issue, I think. Yeah, and then we're going to the village. Because the entire experience is called Villager Rescue. So we'll get to like the story in a second here. So after a little tutorial on like how you mine and collect stuff, basically, if there's any items like on the ground, you just walk on top of them and that way you pick them up. It was really nicely made. And here it was like an introduction to crafting. Basically, every cube, well, everyone had like a blue cube, but if you go to certain places within the room, you can put your cube down and your cube will convert to certain material. If it was like orange, it was a plank. If it was like more bluish, it was like iron, stuff like that. So there's like a few different areas where you put your cube down and you'll have one specific resource. And then you had to team up with a couple people to, yeah, put the resource in different spots. At the beginning, we didn't understand how this worked. Initially, we thought we all had to, like, put the cubes down.
Yeah, there we go.
I thought this is how it worked, but no. Basically, you have these different materials. For example, for the wooden sword, it's like plank, plank, stick, obviously. And you would use one cube that is a stick, put it at the bottom slot, then you use a different cube that has the plank material. At this stage, I didn't understand that you had to convert them to certain materials. And then you put the plank material in the other two slots. You like press it down, press it down. You'll see that in a second, how this will work. And it was super nice. They were constantly explaining how everything worked. And then it was basically a couple groups against each other who could craft the most items in a certain amount of time. I think we got second place. So you can see how these cubes have different materials. I ended up having iron. She has the planks. So she's currently crafting an axe. Yeah, I didn't do a very good job at filming, but like the sticks, you press it down, then you switch the material. And this was stone. This must be stone. And you place them here, so this makes a stone axe. Super cool system, honestly, to like craft in real life. No, that was really cool. That was really, really cool. I ended up having iron, which meant I only have like 2 crafting recipes I was able to do. And she showed a few recipes at the beginning. Yeah, we were already on 7. So we had these different material cubes. She ain't even tab crafting. Yeah, I know. It's a little slow, not even hotkeying, not even doing anything. Yeah, so this is crafting the stone sword. I think you get the gist. This was cool. This was really, really cool. And then we're already at 10 items. We ended up getting to like 14, yeah. The good old fence recipe. It all makes quite a lot of sense. And then right here is like the result. This team got like 17. These got 8. These had 13. We had the 14. And this is... So, the first 2 rooms were like tutorial. This is now the proper... Make this a little bigger. This is now like where the proper story kind of begins. Yo, Pinku, welcome in! Welcome, welcome. We'll get to Tomb Raider and all that stuff in a second. But I just quickly want to briefly talk about my experience in London in general, but more specifically also the Minecraft event that I attended, the Minecraft experience, which is also where this awesome cape comes from, that you guys will see tomorrow. Yeah, I'm very proud to have it now. Very, very cool. So yeah, Pinko, hope you're doing fantastic. It's been a while. Nice seeing you here. So this is kind of where the story begins. So I traveled to London for that, just to give some context. From like Tuesday to Thursday. And looked at a lot of stuff in London. So you basically had to like tap all the... Sorry for the sideways filming. But you basically had to tap like the stuff that was popping up. It's basically like a village. And you had to like tap on like the bread or the fish. Kind of repopulate the village. Make the village expand. For it to have more and more villagers. And then, at the very end, there would be like a zombie invasion. Ooh, scary zombies. And all the villagers in that village would get converted to zombie villagers. And now, hence the title, Villager Rescue, you'd have to cure the villagers. And so now you're kind of collecting all the ingredients that you need for the weakness potion and for the golden apple. So, you'd proceed to another room where like everything, the ceiling, the walls, and the floor, everything was screens. Right? And you would like mine stuff on the side. And in this case it was sugarcane. And it would like drop on the ground. And you'd step on it to pick it up. Right? And so there was sugarcane. Then randomly there were like mushrooms lying around, like brown mushrooms. So you need this for like fermented spider eyes. You need the sugar. We'll get the spider eyes later, but you get the sugar and the mushrooms here. And then the weather is shifting. They could have made it a little more, like... Everything could have been a little longer. But it still didn't feel like an hour I've spent in here. It was pretty much an hour. So that was... It was a lot of fun. Yeah, not most ideal filming, but basically all the screens shifted. And it would transform into a different biome. Which then ended up being the snowy. And funnily enough, you would collect snowballs. You would collect snowballs, and this is also where you really need to open up chests. You would, like, interact with your cube, you would open up the chests, and items would plop out. You can see my cube is orange, so I'm, like, interacting with this chest, and it would drop the items, including the golden apples as well. And you would just pick everything up by stepping on it, right? And... yeah, that way you basically collect apples and... like, golden apples... as well as the snowballs. Yeah, it's basically igloo chests. The snowball concept was quite interesting. Because I was initially also confused, why would you need snowballs? Because we're just trying to brew the weakness potion, so we definitely need blaze rods as well. Then we went underwater. Not sure what this room was for. This one was more like... just to have another room in here. We'd go underwater, the freaking... staff member, which is like snowball for blazes, yeah, exactly. That was very interesting. So here you would collect some fish, but mainly iron ingots, diamonds, gold ingots. You would just collect a lot of materials. You can see like a gold ingot down here. You just step on them, you collect them. This was very, very well made. This worked really, really well. So you just collect all this stuff. There were also some chests with more loot. Or I guess you'd have to open up the chest for the loot to drop onto the ground. Like, pick it up. Very cool stuff, very, very cool stuff. Yeah, here I'm like opening up a chest. There we go. And I would like pick up more stuff. At the end you would also see like statistics of how much you've opened. Come on, open! There we go. A lot of diamonds. Go from rounds. This is probably shipwreck chests. I'm pretty sure these are shipwreck chests. But then... BTs are shipwreck chests, yeah. And then you can see, like, the stats. We have, like, 47 mushrooms. 27... I think these are regular apples, actually. Then diamonds... Because I think the gold we use to, like, craft the golden apples. Yeah, so a lot of context always given from the employees. Really nice. I stand on this X. And here I realized that my orb, my cube, was like not working. Basically, you had to like place it on a spider. And it would like charge it again. So here I was like confused why it wasn't working. My pickaxe was like not doing anything. And so for the video, I already charged it from the spider. So this was like really nice because my, I just went up to a staff member. She told me I had to like charge it. And then basically, this was where you just had to shake the entire time. Because it would either switch to a sword if it was like a close range mob. It was either like spider or creeper. And it would switch to a bow when it was like a skeleton. So you had no way of like aiming. You just activate the weapon. So either you just like use the diamond sword or use the bow. And you just kill the spiders. Kill the skeletons. Yeah, the spiders were the spider eyes. Well, I guess there were zombies as well. Not all the mobs you killed here were like actually necessary, but yeah. I went to a different spot. Just fighting some stuff. And then here is like the spider. You put your cube down. And when your cube, you like press it down. Then your cube becomes red again. Right here. And then it's like activated. I don't know. You just continue fighting. Yeah. You can see whenever it's like yellow, it responds. That was cool. Then there was like a small minecart right at the very end. Yeah. Then this room kind of ended. Yeah. Sorry for my poor filming. But yeah. It was basically you shoot some more stuff. You kill some more creepers for the gunpowder. Make them splash potions, I guess. Then here you can see we have 234 spider eyes, 198 gunpowder. I guess that's all the stuff that mattered. Very cool. And this was now the this was kind of cool. So basically, this is where you make a nether portal. And the way this works, your cube is like a bucket. And you either place it on top of like the orange glowing part to make it a lava bucket, or you place it onto the like blue part to make it a water bucket. And then at the end here, you'd have to place like water and lava, or the other way around, I don't remember, on top of each other. Like you place one cube down, you place the other cube down, and it would convert the bottom cube to obsidian, and then this obsidian you like hold against the nether portal to right here. So she has obsidian. You press it against, and it like constructs parts of the portal. Press it against, and it puts the first obsidian down here. So you basically go... This was so cool. Yeah, this is not the speedrunner way, but I think there's still a really nice way to like make the nether. So here was like the lava area. I just went up to the water area. You place the cube down, it turns blue. It even made a sound. I didn't notice that until now. Flint and steel. Yeah, I guess we never had a way to light it. I just noticed. But that didn't matter for the story, I guess. Then I was just looking for someone who had like lava. Because these people didn't fully understand it at the beginning. Because they were just placing the cube on it. So I was like teaming up with the guy that you saw on the left there. It didn't... Yeah, like, this time around it didn't work. I'll just keep the video playing. It definitely worked. Yeah, the overexposure, yeah. My phone doesn't have the best camera quality. Like, I don't care about my camera quality. I should have just, like, turned the brightness down a little bit, but I couldn't be bothered. I just wanted to, like... So I immediately, like, teamed up with the guy. So I found a friend, which is nice. We're playing some multiplayer. Yeah.
Yeah, put it on top.
I had the water, he had the lava. This converted.
And now I think you have obsidian, yeah.
Yeah, this is not the obsidian.
Go to the proper, yeah. Go right here.
And then he just holds it against it. I don't think it matters where you hold it against.
That work?
I don't know if that worked. I'm pretty sure it
I
did.
think it worked.
Um,
Let's try this again. We need-
so I grabbed lava this time. Yeah, the overexposure is crazy.
Something again? You go water? Let's try this again.
Yeah. I just took the lead, I guess. He gets the water. He gets the water. I have the lava. Oh my god. I haven't even watched these videos at, like, full length.
You put it first?
Water at the bottom. I put mine on top.
Now it works.
Yeah, now it glows brighter. I don't think it worked the first time around. He holds it against. And yeah, his cube turned red, so it worked.
Okay, cool.
Voice sounds off? It's probably because my Twitch voice sounds more altered. Guys, I have some voice effects on my Twitch stream / YouTube videos. So, my pitch is slightly higher than what you hear here usually. So, yeah, my phone is more raw. Lol. Have I betrayed you now? Yeah, well, yeah. It should sound more like the Discord call, yeah. So, this is now the portal is lit. Yep. This next room, I didn't quite get the purpose of.
Go deeper.
I'm like, we need to go deeper. We got the advancement. We went through the nether portal. So we're now in the nether. There was like a big piglin. I didn't fully understand what this room was for. I think it was more of like a preparation room. Because in the next room you'd spend more time. So there's probably a group in front of us. Well, there was a group in front of us. And this was kind of to not waste, but like wait a little bit, I guess. Bro, it's so funny for no reason. Hey, I'm the advancement guy, alright? Yeah, you had some piglin sounds playing, but I think if you put like the cube on like a piglin, it would like turn into gold or something. But I still don't fully understand what this was for. It was just to play around. I don't feel like this room had any purpose. It was just to wait. And then here, yeah, you can do some parkour to not, like this was the floor actually being lava. So I used the striders, did some real life parkour. That was cool. And now, remember the blaze rod? Remember, oh, what am I doing? Remember the snowballs that we picked up in the snowy biome? This time, you would put your cube aside and would actually use these balls. They were like some sort of cloth. They were nice to throw though. Strider hopping, yeah. And so you had these balls to like throw against the screen. And it's like the same principle as like indoor mini golf, where you would just throw the ball and wherever it lands on the screen, it would like know where it lands and interact with it. Super, super cool. Throwing the balls now had no effect because there was still smoke coming up. But yeah, this was like the nether. And this way you would throw your balls against like mainly blazes and ghasts. Yeah, it was very, very cool. I hit some nice shots. I'm not gonna like let the entire video play. But basically, you can hit the ghast. Somebody hit the fireball, you might have been able to see it. Like return to sender, yep. Thought I set that as well. I think I hit a pretty good shot on like a relatively small wither skeleton. My aim wasn't super great all the time. I was kind of behind those children, so it was hard for me to grab the balls there. I ended up getting a lot of the balls that were outside of the area. Yeah, that was my shot.
Nice.
Very cool. I want to see if I have that one with a skeleton shot. Yeah, this one. Boom. That was my hit. That was nice. That was nice. That was me. That's why I was laughing, because I was like actually not expecting to hit that. I mean, it's not like the screen is super far, but you still kind of had to hit this stuff. Yo, Mazzy, welcome in! We're looking at some video footage from my London trip. Don't worry, we'll have a lot of gaming later. Pretty much a normal length. I'll definitely stream like 7 hours. Alright, and then like... yeah, you would, once we've kind of done the ghasts and I'm just like, this room doesn't exist. This is not a fortress room. But yeah, you would have the blazes, and you would now really use the snowballs against the blazes. I was just going all out. You would throw them against it. Very fun, very cool. Alright. And then there would be this like big blaze boss at the end. Please bring the Inferno into the game. And you would throw the snowballs against that. It would end up dropping like a lot of blaze rods. Wowsies. Wowsies. And that was like the finale, and you would see like the stats. We got 52 blaze rods in total. Not too bad, not too bad. Please, Mojang, please. Mazzy, hope you're doing fantastic. Welcome in. And then right here, this was like the final part of the entire experience. You'd put your cube down. Like, it's like this kind of brewing stand. And it would like put all the research together. Then it plays like a little cutscene. And it shows at the end how many villagers you've been able to cure. So like they take the potion. Look at all these zombie villages. They throw the potion. And then it was cool how the cubes all glowed. And then the golden apples as well. Yeah, they don't cure that quickly usually, but
Zombie Doctor.
Zombie Doctor. I of course had to say that. And yeah. Although, yeah, I don't know. One blaze rod is for 40 brewing cycles. I guess. Wait, is that how they calculate it? 40 times 52? No, that can't be it. But at the end, you can see the like final stats. We saved 4,299. Zombie villagers, very cool. I don't fully know how this is calculated, I guess. We got some bedrock achievements. I mean, most of them aren't actual achievements. I guess Zombie Doctor is an actual one. I think Fire and Ice actually exists? Not sure. I don't think all of these exist. Yeah, but it's achievements. I can't blame them for saying achievements, because it was actually achievements. So this is back in, like, Greenwater, so I exited the experience. This is back at this Rafters Walk, like, right here. I'm, like, filming these ducks. Yeah. That was cool. Then I found this fascinating, because this was, like, rope attached all the way down, and there were, like, the window cleaners. I thought that was crazy. These ducks were kind of cool because they were making each other's hairstyle. I just found that adorable. Yeah, this is... Sorry, I had to. Real life cape. God, people were spending a lot of money after the experience on like merchandise. The only thing I spent, and you guys might have been able to see it in the background, I did print this picture. Kind of cool, kind of nice, like a diamond sword. I totally didn't spill water on myself like right before this. Yeah, don't question that. Can probably get some lore around it. And I had my shulker box, which is like my pocket pouch, whatever. So but that was like 13 pounds, so that was hella expensive still. But I thought that was like the only souvenir I'd get. Yeah, right. Obviously, right after you exit like the experience, you'd get this little card with the code for the cape. Isn't bad, but it's still overpriced. Right, and then it was like 10:50, and I just wanted to explore the city. So I had like, it was 10:50, I easily had like 9 hours to just walk around in London, and I wanted to see as much as possible. So I ended up just going along the river Thames. In German it's called Themse, but in English it's Thames, obviously. And so from like the Canada Water Station, I just kind of took the most direct route kind of upwards. Not exactly sure where I went. Thought, yeah, pub is like the most British thing. And then I, yeah, ended up chilling, I think it's like here, on one of the beaches here. You can't really call this a beach. It was just like rocks. But hey, I ate some food that I purchased in the shop earlier. There was like the ship. Thought this was cool. You have pubs here as well, yeah. They're definitely not a thing in Austria. This I found crazy, like how many vitamins it had. This was like Tesco, the shop that I bought from, had like this bundle where you could buy like a meal, some salad, and like a drink, and you'd get like a reduced price. Super interesting. So I tried that. Pubs or taverns, yeah. This was like the shipwreck kind of thing. That was cool. Couldn't loot it though. And this is, I mainly filmed here because it was like nobody around. It was quite unlucky that the guy popped out of nowhere right this moment. But these streets were empty. And like, I was like here somewhere. I was going along the river, mostly exactly along here, but I think it was like here. And yeah, no shipwreck loot, yeah. But basically, like you have the city center around here, and as soon as you go like here, there's no one anymore. Because this is not a tourist location anymore. So the roads were just dead. There was no one around. It was crazy. And I just thought these skyscrapers were cool. And then all of a sudden, I found myself in another park. So I went along the River Thames. Just in another kind of park. Somewhere along the river were these different herbs initially. This was a lot of different herbs. All publicly accessible. That was kind of cool. Just found it beautiful. Then I found Allium, which I thought was cool. Real life Allium. And some sort of... This was also another nature reservoir, mainly kept for like bugs and stuff. So I was constantly trying to be as close to the River Thames as possible. You can see the big buildings. Yeah. And then I just walked along the River Thames as close as I could be to the water. I just took some random videos here and there. And then I went all the way here. So this is like the Greenland docks. Yeah, I know. I mean, the main purpose I went here was for Minecraft, so I'm allowed to think about it. And yeah, then I went here onto these docks. I snacked some food. I also thought a lot about like tracker ideas, tracker stuff. And yeah. Then this duck started approaching me. That was really cool. I'm like here now. Cute, adorable little duck goober. Duck, duck, duck. Very cool. And then I decided I really wanted to go onto this bridge. So that's what I did here. So I'm like filming this way. Yep, that was cool. Then I went further. This is already here. Ducks are adorable, yeah. So this is some sort of small marine thingy. I don't know what you call it in English. Then going further, there were some like cannons. And for the life of me, I could not figure out what the purpose of this was. I like observed them for a good 20 minutes. And I couldn't figure out what they were doing. They were like moving pallets around. I really don't get what they were doing. I for the life of me couldn't figure it out. But it was interesting. I was taking a lot of breaks here and there. Because it's surprisingly far to walk all this distance. It's a lot of up and down, like a lot of stairs as well. Then I went like further. I think it's like one of these parks. Yeah, this is the playground that I was at, yeah. And I had to go down this slide. I had to go down this slide. There's like another family chilling here. I like put my bags aside, went down the slide, and just left again. I just had to, dude. I just had to. Oh, some adrenaline. No, not really, but that was fun. Yeah, then I continued to like this park or this park, I don't know. Some chill area, but there's like nobody. It's just like, you go a mile and you're already out of the tourist hotspot and everything is just dead. No, so the slides were cool. And here I was like very impressed by her as an artist. I don't know if she was like taking this as a reference or if she painted this as well. It was very impressive. And then I continued to like, I think this is here. Some bigger like canal opening, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, a lot of ships, a lot of like water Ubers, whatever you want to call it, water taxis. Then I found this guy like fishing. He actually successfully got a fish. And I was like, yeah, hype. Keep your fish. Do whatever. Yeah, like ferries, yeah. There's a lot of ferries, because you can see, after like the tower bridge, I guess there's, yeah, no, after the tower bridge, you have like no bridges. This is a tunnel. You have like no bridges. These are all tunnels. These are all tunnels. So you have to use ferries. There's like no bridges. Yeah, this is the next bridge. So like from here to here, you have no bridges. It's pretty insane. So yeah, obviously ferries are a big part. There was nothing like interesting on this side of the river, so I never bothered about it. You've been on a ferry? Nice.
Why?
And I'm like, why? Because this guy caught the fish and threw it back into the water. I was like, in the moment, I was like, dude, you're hurting the fish with the hook. Why would you throw it back into the water?
Fuck.
But I don't know what is better. I don't know what is better. If you like keep the fish or if you put it back and they recover. Because it's too small. But why would you fish and throw it back? No, it just made me mad in the moment. It just made it mad. And then my goal for like this entire travel or walk, whatever. I mean, I was really taking my time. So this is the Cutty Shark. But my main goal was to like reach the Greenwich Park. Or more specifically, like the Greenwich Royal Observatory. I was always like checking Google Maps, what would be interesting. Because you can see here's the prime meridian. This is exactly where like the 0 time zone, the GMT 0 time zone is. I initially wanted to also go into Greenwich itself, but it started raining. So I kind of was heading back later on. But this is the where are we? The Cutty Shark. It's like a ship museum. Yeah, where you can like examine cargo and stuff. Or illegal to keep. Yeah, I see. You caught a fish? I used to back in Poland. When we had our like houseboat trip, we actually had some fishing rods as well. That was kind of cool. No, I think we caught something. Yeah, then I decided to go towards this park because I like green, I like parks. And so from the Cutty Shark, I like went down here. And I think right here, yeah, you were able to see it. This bakery, yeah, it was this Gale's Bakery. Yeah, exactly. I went in here because I was for a snack. I wanted to have something sweet, something more local. So I got this cinnamon morning bun. That's what it was called. Here it says Paul Rhodes Bakery, but it was definitely this one. I guess it got renamed. But this was really tasty, so that was nice. So while I was eating it, I was like walking over here to the National Maritime Museum, which is where I'm at now. I like finished eating it here. And then I went into like the Greenwich Park. Massive, massive, massive. Not as green as the other one, but still massive area. A lot of people chilling. And I went here. I thought that was interesting. And took a little hike up here. Like, all of a sudden, you're again in the middle of the nature. It's crazy. You're still like center of London pretty much, but you're in the middle of nowhere. I thought this tower was cool. Had to be like somewhere around here. Wait, no, I skipped over something. Yeah, no, the tower. Yeah. I decided to just film around, show that there's literally nobody again. And then I went to this Royal Observatory, Greenwich. And why is it GeoGuessr or what? Like, no. I'm just going through like the stuff I've seen in London. We've already gone over the Minecraft experience. We're nearly done. I just wanted to talk about like what I've kind of done because I think it's kind of cool. So this is my London trip. So then I decided to go to the Royal Greenwich Observatory, which is like you can actually like it's an astronomy observatory kind of thing to like watch the stars. I didn't bother like getting a ticket or going in. But yeah, the Royal Observatory Greenwich. Obviously, the most important part is this clock right here. This is like the most precise, exact 0 time zone clock. A lot of people were like taking pictures here. Nice little selfie. I lied. I guess there was one more, but oh my god, I look terrible in every selfie because I'm like so focused on lining the camera up. So I ain't doing that ever again. Yeah, and then I went to like the end of this here. That was the statue. And then you had a pretty good view over like some of the buildings on the other side of the Thames. And like right there, that little arch there is the London Eye, the Ferris wheel. That kind of gives you a perspective on how far I actually walked. Yeah, right there you can see the entire city line. Right about... I can see it from here. Yeah. Decided to film one more time. Right there you can see the London Eye. Right there. I actually kind of zoom in on it, yeah. And then... Astronomy, yeah, sorry, yeah. Tell you, I figured how to make a mod for... Yes! I so far have pretty good experience, pretty enjoying, been enjoying MC Creator. Or M Creator. Yeah, and then I just took a picture kind of from here all the way down this avenue. I thought this looked kind of crazy with like how far it actually is. This was a nice little tree that was like around here, I think. And then I walked up until like here, I think, and took a picture all the way back. And this is easily another like 800 meters or something. Yeah. I'll take another video here because it's actually this church tower that you were able to see from here. So I thought that was so crazy how far away that still was. Even going all the way down. Then I had to get a soft ice. Oh my god, there were so many like ice selling like trucks along the way. They were all the same, but like I had to ultimately get it. So I went all the way back. Like the ice truck was like here. And I had to get that. That was tasty. Yummy. Chocolate was also nice. And then it started raining. Yeah, it's like a soft vanilla ice. I wanted to actually go to Greenwich, but then it started raining, so I ended up just walking along the A200. I didn't want to go all the way back. Like I could have taken the tube, whatever. There were many stations, but I wanted to walk still because I had so much time and I wanted to see the city, not be underground and like reach a destination immediately. So instead of going the exact same way back, I didn't want to like, yeah, go over the same spots again. So I ended up just going along the A200 all the way down until the Canada Water Station where the Minecraft experience initially was. And yeah, it just kind of rained a little bit. So I stood under a tree, walked along the A200, and then once I was back at the Canada Water like station, I went here to this Tesco and got some food. This was really nice. And then I figured out that there's a sport called Insta Pedal that is apparently like tennis, but like lower level. I don't know. So yeah, this right here is where the Minecraft experience was, and this is already at like 7 p.m. So at this point, I was like walking around the city for pretty much over 10 hours. Like the Minecraft experience event was already like 8 hours ago. So I was on foot the entire day. And then I just felt like showing how the shower was laid out. It was nice. And then I was just chilling in my room. We ended up having a really good vibe. With the Malaysian guy kind of just leaving his laptop out and playing some music. That was really chill. And you can kind of see how the bunk beds worked. At this point, I think there were like 3 people in the room. I didn't want to show any of them, obviously. Yeah, he had a MacBook. And he was playing through Apple Music. I didn't comment on that, but it's good enough, I guess. Oh yeah, and this is now the final day, like yesterday, Thursday. Let's get some music up. I'll play it again. And basically, from here, like Wednesday evening, I got enough from the shop to cover me the entire Thursday as well. So basically, from Canada Water Station, I went back to, well, the the hostel I was at. And then I decided to take the London Bridge station and already make my way over to the London Heathrow Airport. Like the Terminal 2 is where my flight went. So I kind of had to just get west a little bit. So I ended up going back to the Green Park. And so this is back in the Green Park, like somewhere around here. I just took a tree, and I was still eating. I had like a nut seed mix. And the squirrel apparently noticed that. And so while I was eating, I made a friend. I tamed a squirrel. I got Best Friends Forever achievement here. Advancement. Whatever. But you'll see the taming process. Yup. So I had these like nutseed mix. I was grabbing a few things. And he was munching on it. Look at that! Look at that! Oh my god. Adorable little squirrel goober. The crazy part comes now, I think. I'm sorry, MT. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was so adorable. That was so freaking adorable. Oh my god. Now look at this. Oh wait, no. He grabs that one. Yeah, GHG is like short for, or it's like an alias for one of the German, biggest German streamers, which is this like Minecraft head that you can see kind of. Where am I going here? This is the German streamer. Oh, I'm big. Let's go back here. Yeah, and GHG is like part of his name, and a lot of viewers / other streamers / community members adopted that GHG. No, he will never do a face reveal. Why would he? He's so successful. He doesn't need to. He can continuously make April Fool's pranks, with face reveals. Now look at this. I think it was now. Yeah. Look at this goober eating out of my hand. Yup. And that's definitely when I tamed this guy. That's definitely when I tamed this guy. The hearts aren't displaying because I turned my particles off, but that's when I tamed this guy. Swear to God. And then I actually went back to Buckingham Palace because I wanted to go to the bathroom. Dream face reveal. Yep. I don't think it will go well if he fails face reveals now. I really do. I think it will hurt his channel, regardless of how he looks. People will be disappointed, always. Because they imagine him as like an epic and quite skilled Minecraft player. No matter how he looks, people are not going to like it. It's the same situation with Dream. Either you do like a face reveal immediately, or you're kind of screwed. Yeah. So I went back here, because I wanted to go to the bathroom one more time, because I didn't know how long I'd be in the tube and stuff, to the airport. So I decided to go again to the Victoria like train station, right here. Go to the bathroom there. I initially thought I'd walk all the way back to this train, to this tube station, but obviously because I'm at the train station, it also had tube access. I took the Victoria line. I think the District line I actually took. Back, get back on track for the Heathrow terminal. And so, yeah, this was like the tube, kind of how it looks like. And then I was already in the plane. On the way back, I actually had a seat at the window. That was cool. I think this is like Netherlands now, if I had to guess. Was pretty cool. But honestly, I'm not fully sure where we were at this point. But it looked really cool. And it doesn't, like, we're still like 7 kilometers up in the air or something. So it doesn't look that high, but it's quite high still. Oh yeah, and that was it already. That sums it up. Okay, that took like 1.5 hours. I'm definitely not going to stream 7.5 hours. But I'll stream like 7 hours. And one last thing I want to do. So that concludes the London trip. Thanks for watching. WTF did you just open? Oh, I don't know. One final thing